And I was videotaping, with one of those big old video cameras. I was videotaping Highland dancing. And they had a bagpiper who was playing for the Highland dancers. So we get back home and we're playing the video for him. And he says, "What's that instrument?" And we said, "It's a bagpipe." And he said,
"Mom, I want to play the pipes. Can you find me a teacher?" And
pipers who are professional level pipers, good pipers themselves, they start their kids at around 6 years old. It was almost like it was within him, if that makes sense.
The first 2 years were rough, just like it is with any instrument, except mine was magnified because it was so much louder. But I think it was right around the time I got bigger, and I got a little bit taller, my hands got bigger, and probably around the time I was 10, I started to really get a knack for it and proficient at it. And that's luckily right around the time I met Jack.
And then the following year, we went back to MSA, and Jack was there as an instructor. And that's where we met Jack, is he taught Will. And I went up to him towards the end of the school, and I thanked him, for teaching him. And he asked me, he said, "Who's teaching Will?" And I said, "Well, we have this young man, James Thompson, up in Anchorage who's teaching him, but James is going to be leaving and going to university, so, we're going to have to be looking around and see if we can find another instructor for him up there." And Jack said, "Well, I'd like to teach him."
I started sending videos back and forth to him, and then I started flying down from Alaska. I was an unaccompanied minor for about 3 years. Come down and I'd stay at his house and I'd hang out with his sons, and he'd just teach me all day. And then,
so one of the things that happened right after we met Jack and kind of cut short the video work going back and forth is I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And I remember, after telling the kids, that I had cancer, one of the things that Will asked me is, "What's going to happen to my bagpiping?" And his dad and I said, "Absolutely nothing. We're going to still support it. It's going to be just as it was." And so we contacted Jack and let him know what was going on. And boy, Jack and Christine just stellar stars is all I can say. So at that point, we kind of dropped the video and we started just flying Will down.
Well, the relationship I've had with Jack over the years, it's developed, it's changed, and it's grown in a lot of ways. And I think the one way it hasn't changed is that he's always been a mentor to me. And he's always just taught me well and guided me well and given me a lot of great advice over the years.